Hey guys, this is the FREETIM stud finder. Let's open this thing up. All right, so here's the stud finder. Comes with the 9-volt battery and the user manual. Of course, a little screwdriver to install the battery here. But this thing's a 5-in-1. I'm excited to try this out. Not only does this find studs, you have your standard 1/2-inch drywall, find the stud setting, but you also have a 1.5-inch deep setting for thicker walls. You have a metal detection setting. If you're trying to find metal behind a wall, you have a live wire setting. So if you're trying to drill into a wall, you want to make sure you don't hit any electric wires. This has a setting to be able to sense electric wires in the wall, which is awesome. But let's not just talk about it. Let's get the battery in here. I'll show you how this thing works. We'll try it out. Just to turn it on, you're just going to hit your power button here. Turns right on, very easy. Now there are 5 different settings on this because it's a 5-in-1. Down here we have a 1/2 inch, a 1 inch, and an 1.5 inches. Then it shows like a wood block above it. That's the thickness of your wall that you want to sense in front of your wood block. And then there's a beam for metal, and this symbol here is for electrical current here. So basically, if you have a standard 1/2 inch thick drywall wall, you're going to go with your 1/2 inch mode and try to pick up the stud. If your wall's thicker or you're having trouble sensing it, maybe it's like an older plaster or something, you're turning up the frequency of how much power it's putting back. But always start with a 1/2. See if you can pick up your studs. If you're having trouble, you can go up to the 1 inch, maybe the 1.5 inches. Now the metal, you're just going to use it just the same way, but it's going to sense metal behind the wall, and then the AC will sense electrical wires. I'll show you here in a second. First thing you want to do though is calibrate. So if you're calibrating for a wood stud, you want this on the wall. And hopefully you're going to choose a spot that doesn't have a wood stud behind it. You don't always know, but you are going to click the button here on the side. You'll see some bars show up. They go to the bottom, and it'll beep when the calibration is complete. You heard the beep there. Now we're ready to scan for a wood stud here, and you're just going to slowly slide it. So when it starts sensing the stud, it's going to show up with an arrow pointing you the direction to the center. And when you get to the center, it'll beep. And right there, you can mark the center of your stud. If you go past, it's going to show an arrow in the other direction, telling you to move back. Right there, the center again. All right, so that's really nice. Not only does it help you find the stud, it helps you find the center of the stud, so you know whether you're on the edge or not. And it has some settings here. If you're not picking anything up, you can crank it up a little bit there, which is great. But I'll show you here also the AC sensing. For the AC, you want to calibrate it out in the open, out in the air, not against the wall. So we're just going to hit the mode button here, switch it to AC, hit the calibration button. That's going to go through the calibration. And now I know I have a run of wires right here, but I don't know exactly where they're at. So I can put this on, not picking anything up. Look at that. Once it got over here, I can see I have wires running right behind here in this general area. For the AC, it's not going to give the exact location of the wires, just going to give you a general idea, which is still nice though, because it's going to make sure you're not cutting through your wall here, right where you have some wires, cutting through wires. So really nice feature, they have that. And then of course, the metal is the same. If you're looking for metal studs or metal behind the wall, I-beams, things like that, you just change it to the metal setting. You want to calibrate it on the wall at a spot where there's no metal, then you can slide it along to find the metal spot. So really nice tool here. I like the 5-in-1. Works for different thickness walls. Helps you find the center of the stud. You can also find AC wires, which is really nice. But if you're looking for a good stud finder, this one is awesome.